About to answer a very scary question for myself, which is how much money did I spend flying to New York City for a callback? I'm moving to New York this summer, but I have not moved there yet, which means whenever I get a callback, I have to fly into the city. Let's review how much money that cost me. I went straight to New York from vacation, so I flew in from Phoenix, and then I flew back to Dallas. Location change. Long story short, I cannot find the exact price of my flight to New York because I edited the trip that was a round trip that I booked from Dallas to Phoenix and back. Initially, for that round trip, I paid $230. So when I edited the trip, I had to pay $400 more. So I think my flight to New York was around $500. Super expensive flight, crazy. It was a pretty long flight though. And for my flight back to Dallas from New York, I paid $5.60 because I used points. I paid 16,500 points for that flight. I was in New York Tuesday night and Wednesday night, and I left Thursday evening. I spent $0 on a place to stay because my friend Ashley let me stay on her couch in her apartment in Brooklyn. Yay, thank you, Ashley. For transportation, I took the subway 5 times, and that was a total of $14.50 because it's $2.90 every time I got on. Don't want to hear any comments about take the train. I will not take the train to and from the airport, so I spent $50.99 on my Lyft from the airport to my friend's apartment. It was after midnight also. I'm not taking the train. Also around 11:30 p.m. when I was coming back from seeing a Broadway show, the train I was supposed to transfer to wasn't running and I got stuck. So I had to order a Lyft to get back, and that cost $17.87. And then my Lyft to the airport from basically Times Square was $88.91. In total, I spent $157.77 on Lyft. That brings my transportation total to $172.27. I saw 2 Broadway shows while I was there, and I spent way more on these tickets than I normally would, mostly because they were kind of last minute decisions to see them. The first one I spent $92 on, and the second one I spent $129 on. Which, whatever. I spent $10 at Starbucks for breakfast. I spent $8.06 on gelato. I spent $11.32 on pizza, a water bottle. I also think I got pizza a second time, but I didn't see that transaction on my bank statements. I spent $13.97 on fast food at the airport. That's a little under $44 on food. And lastly, I spent $18.66 to store my luggage at a hotel for a few hours between when I had to leave my friend's apartment and before my flight. That brings the grand total with all my flights, all my food, all my transportation, including the 2 Broadway shows that I spent too much money to go see for fun, to about $960 I spent on this 2-day trip to New York for a callback. I also spent $5 in cash on a warm-up room at Ripley Greer. That's all. Bye!